make this agreement collapse, and making sure that we are back on track. And us and the US and Egypt and Turkey, all of us, we were focused on that direction only.
We'll go back here. This lady right here.
Thank you. Your Excellency, Camille Massey with Synergos. Would you be able to take us into some of those quiet rooms under the radar where these mediations happen? We live in a world with such a trust deficit that see the role that you're playing and that your team are playing in so many conflicts in the world gives hope. It would be interesting just to hear you talk about the attributes you seek and for members of your team and what some of the lessons you've learned with this responsibility that emanates from the Constitution. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, look, we try to handle every mediation differently. First of all, we need to have a clear understanding on both parties and their requirements, their dynamics, and what they are able to do and what they are not able to do, and have a full understanding of that and trying to provide solutions and bridge the gaps between them. That's basically our role when it comes to mediation. Now, the nature of the mediation and the way the mediation is conducted is different. You have a situation where, like, for example, in the negotiations between US and Taliban, it was a direct negotiations between the two parties, and Qatar was facilitating between them, making sure that every gap is bridged, making sure that whenever the talks collapse, that we bring them back together and we put them back on track. But if you talk about, for example, Israel and Hamas negotiations, they never been in the same room across each other from the table and talking to each other. And this is making our life very more challenging and more difficult because we are the messengers between both, and we are trying to present solutions genuinely thinking about it as a solution that satisfies both parties. So when I'm wearing the hat of the mediator, I don't look at what will be like my interest as a country. I look at the interest of the parties. I look at the interest of the region that where the conflict is, and I put that ahead of any other interest. And this is how we build it. And look, if you will ask me, like, what is distinguishing our mediation and why people are reaching out to Qatar, I think number one is trust, and the trust that we have built through friendships around the world has, of course, boosted Qatar in that role, and also the transparency that we are dealing with. We are not trying to convey like wrong messages between the parties. Between the parties to achieve success. But we are trying to be very clear with them and proposing for them solutions that's adaptable by both parties. And that's how we work. I'll just give you an example on the recent, like the event of Gaza. Throughout the ceasefires that we had, in many occasions, we were talking to both parties, taking their concerns in consideration. And, you know, also, like our position, for example, that with Israel is not the best position, because for us, they are still occupying an Arab land, and they are not giving the Palestinians their right. But we never dealt with them in an unfair way. We've been always listening to them, understanding, and trying to put ourselves in their shoes, and also proposing solutions that are adaptable by them. They can do it, not proposing for them impossible solutions. And carrying this with you as a genuine mediator, I think this is what distinguishes Qatar from the others. We try not to like mask things and, you know, sugarcoat them in order to appear nice, and then when we reach to the final stage of the agreement, everything collapses. Or even sometimes when we reach the agreement ceremony, we celebrate today, and the next day everything collapses. So I think our main focus is how to ensure that our credibility and the trust that we have built never be affected.
Has there been a mediation effort somebody asked you to do that you said, I'm not touching this, we don't want to be involved in this one?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to tell us who it is?
No, I cannot.
I thought I would try. We have one more virtual question.
We'll take our next question from Jane Harmon.
Thank you and good morning. Let me thank the government of Qatar again for your enormous effort to